Report, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hit my thing before we start the show.
Welcome to the Check-in Report. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel today.
Repping the road, foreign dollars with my name on their toes. These studies acknowledge me, honestly, put the seat back and I had to see Prodigy, little mama wanna suck in the swallow me, wax ties.
Again, welcome. Let me hit my warning real quick.
Warning.
Welcome to the Check-in Report, where the party never really ends, does it? Never really ends. It just ceases to end. Let me actually hit my bell. I haven't hit my bell in a very long time. Welcome to the Check-in Report. Today's topic, we are here to talk about something that is that has been weighing heavy on my heart. We're here to talk about women who, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally, try to harm men with their cooking. Let's lay this thing out real quick. There are women, who are in relationships with men who, they constantly feed their men. They get up in the morning, they make them breakfast. They may even make them lunch before they go to work. Then when the man comes home, they make them dinner. And listen, these are good women. Some of these women are very good women. They're good women. They do a lot for their families. I don't want to kick their backs in. I don't want to kick all of their backs in. But, there is a but there. There is a sector of women who are purposely harming their men with toxic foods. Poisonous foods. Foods that make you gassy. Foods that ain't good for your hypertension, that ain't good for your diabetes, that ain't good for whatever ailments that you may be going through, that you may be suffering, that, and I have the analytics. A lot of young black men and older black men, let's say 30, 40, 50s, are dealing with hypertension, blood pressure, diabetes, and different types of ailments. Why are you giving your man 3 pieces of pork chops when you know he don't need that? Why are you giving your man a red velvet cake when you know he don't need that? Why are you laying on giving your man pounds and pounds and pounds of rice when you know your man don't need it? Why? Are you trying to harm these men? Are you trying to delete these men? We're here to talk about it. Because there is a sector of women that, they know full and well what they're doing. They know full and well what they're doing. They know that the pounds and pounds of rice and the pounds and the extra pork chop, the extra fried chicken leg. Shout out to Trenches. I see Trenches is checked in. Salute to Trenches. I see you checked in. Hit the warning for you. Hold on. Warning. They know that the man doesn't need an extra pork chop, an extra, chicken thigh. He doesn't need all of that. But your girlfriend, your wife, they insist. I insist I give you another fried Popeye thigh. I insist that I give you another pork chop. I insist that I give you another pound of rice with another pound of gravy laid on top of that, pancaked on top of that. They insist to give it to you. Are these women unintentionally or intentionally trying to delete these men? Now, and I got the analytics. Let me pull up the first analytic that I got up here. Let's pull that up. I came with receipts tonight. I like to come with the receipts. Bam! Let me hit the warning for my receipts one time.
Warning, 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 warning.
Here we have the receipts, ladies and gentlemen, and you see the demographic of men that are suffering. You see the demographic of men that are, suffering. And now look at this chart. Look at this chart. Now, this is a chart of indigenous and Black Americans who have the highest diabetes death rates. First, I want you to look at the U.S. average. Look at the U.S. average. the U.S. average, that's what the average is. Then I want you to, mosey on to the next one. Now look at American Indians and, pretty much indigenous people. Black people and indigenous people and Hispanic people, because you see they're all over the mark, the U.S. average, right? The U.S. average. The numbers are higher than the U.S. average. And it's nothing but Black and brown women, respectfully, and I'm not trying to kick their backs in, but they are feeding these men. Some of these men, they go to work, they work a 9 to 5, they come home, their wife or their girlfriend got a big pork chop waiting for them, got a big, turkey leg with gravy laid out ready for them to take a bite, ready for them to indulge in the dessert that they made for them. And a lot of these women are good women. A lot of them are good women. A lot of them, they take care of the home. They take care of the house. But, the women have to do a better job in giving the men better nutritional choices when they come home, when they go to work, when they go out. And, I'm not going to kick in Black women's and brown women's back entirely. A lot of these Black men, they don't go to the gym. They don't work out. Not all of them, but some of them, they don't work out. And it goes, we can say the same for Black women. They don't work out like, the majority of them. We're not doing general statements. We're saying, the majority of them. There's a sector of Black women that don't work out. There's a sector of Black men that don't work out. They don't take care of their health. They don't go to the doctor. Haven't done a push-up in years. Haven't seen a treadmill in years. So a lot of this is bad health choices, just entirely. But we also have to talk about the nutrition. We have to talk about the nutrition. You know good and well that your husband don't need another pork chop. You know good and well your husband don't need all of that salt on that piece of chicken. You know good and well that your husband who's suffering from high blood pressure don't need an order of lemon pepper wings that you're cooking up for him. Let's talk about it. Trisha says a lot of women just be procrastinating. That is true. A lot of women do be procrastinating. A lot of women, they don't really care. They just, pork chops one night, fried chicken the next night. Just a pure unhealthy diet. And some women, they're not even cooking for their men. Some women, they're not even cooking. We got to talk to that too. Some women, they're not even cooking. They're probably ordering out every day. They are refusing to cook for the men and giving the men those nutritional meals, those meals that those men need. Let's get to another chart. Let's get to another one. This is an educational show right here. I'm doing this for the educational purpose. This is educational right now, okay? Let's get to this chart. Another chart where you see Black and brown men at the top with higher numbers. This is an age of diagnostics of hypertension by race and ethnicity. Now you see, now look, they have 30 years old, they have 40 years old, and they have 50 years old. Who's at the top of every list when it comes to hypertension? When it comes to hypertension, Black men are at the top of every statistical chart. We're leading the charge of hypertension. We're leading the charge of high blood pressure. We're leading the charge, ladies and gentlemen. Stop with the extra pork chops. Stop with the extra fried chicken. You know your man don't need no oxtails this weekend. Why are you slapping on the oxtails on his plate? Why are you slapping on the curry chicken on his plate? Why are you slapping on that extra glob of mac and cheese? Slapping that extra glob of mac and cheese on top. I'm gonna give you another glob of mac and cheese on this plate, honey. I'm gonna just glob it on there. That's a lot of times what we see. That's a lot of times of what's happening. It is time to change the nutritional guidebook to the black and brown community. This is about the black community. I'm also talking to the brown, the Hispanic brothers. You know your girlfriend shouldn't be cooking up no roasted pork. You know you don't need another empanada as high as your blood pressure is. You don't need that. You don't need another conquito. You don't need it. But you allow your girlfriend, your wife to slap it on your plate, and you just gobble it up. We got to move better. We got to do better. Now let's play some of these. Let's play a couple of these videos of these ethnic cooking. Ethnic cooking. Sometimes it's not good to have ethnic cooking. Sometimes it's just good to just get a regular meal. Just a regular meal, just a salad. How about a salad, a garden salad? How about just food that doesn't have an extra season. And that's another thing that black people have to get away from. We have to get away from the we need all of the seasoning on this. We need the extra seasoning. I need my food to be extra seasoned. I need to have all of the season. I want it all on there. You don't need all of that. See, white people, they don't season their food like you do for a reason. You laughing at the white person that don't season their food. Ha ha ha. Look at that white person. He don't put no salt, pepper, nothing on his chicken. Right? You sitting there laughing at this white man because he don't put the onion powder, the garlic powder, the paprika, all of the different seasonings and the seasoning salts. You laughing at the white man because he don't put all that seasoning on his food. Then you're wondering why you're leading in hypertension, why you're leading in the high blood pressure, why you're leading because the white man don't put all those extra seasoning on his food. He don't need 13, 14 different seasons on his chicken. 13, 14 different seasonings on his fish. 13, 14 different seasonings on his food. He doesn't have to fry and throw it back in the batter and refry it. He ain't doing that. And it's time. I'm just keeping it a buck. I see Trenches is laughing. I'm just keeping it a buck, I'm keeping it a buck. The white man ain't doing that. He not throwing all those seasoning salts on his food. He ain't got time for it. And you're wondering why black people are at the top of these lists. Because we overindulge. We overindulge in the seasoning salts. We overindulge in the sweets. We overindulge. We don't know when to stop. We don't know when to put it down. And not only that, we also have to talk about the fact that you're eating these foods that's high in salt or that's high in sugar, and you're not going to the gym to run it off. You're not going to the gym to hop on that treadmill to bring your blood pressure down. You're not going to the gym and working off that red velvet cake Working off that banana pudding. Working that off. You ain't doing that. You just eating up the soul food, eating up the red velvet cake with the banana pudding. You're eating it all up. And what happens? You go to bed and you get up the next day and you do it all over again. Let's talk about it. You know, it's sad, but it does happen. Now let's play this video of this black queen. Respect to this black queen. I'm not trying to kick in this black queen's back end. What she does cooking videos, but she represents black women across the country cooking for their men. You know good and well your man don't need no neck bones. You know your man don't need no extra pork on his plate. You know your man don't need it. So why are you cooking it for him? Let's play it.
I've been craving some neck bones over rice with some green beans, so that's exactly what I made. I went to the store and got
neck bones with green beans. Neck bones with green beans, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. You know good and well you don't need no neck bones. You need a salad. You need an unseasoned, prepared, cooked well fish on top of a garden salad. You need to eat lean like that. You don't need no neck bones. Put the neck bone down. Why do you need the neck bone? Why do you gotta season the neck bone? Why do you need the neck bone? Hold on. Churches says, I wonder, do they have a lot of season inside of bacon, egg, and cheese too? Well, in New York, a bacon, egg, and cheese, more than likely, they just put salt and pepper in the bacon, egg, and cheese. You can request to not have the salt and pepper. Like if you just say bacon, egg, and cheese in a New York deli, they're just going to give you the bacon, egg, and cheese. They may put salt and pepper on it, but they may not. You may have to ask for it. But mostly they just put salt and pepper on the bacon, egg, and cheese most of the times. But more than often, if you just say you want a bacon, egg, and cheese, they're just going to give you a bacon, egg, and cheese. They're not going to put anything on it. So, I mean, it really depends, you know, or they may just put it on there because they feel like it, but more than likely they won't put nothing on it. But when it comes to these neck bones that this woman is making, you know good and well your husband or your man don't need no neck bones. Let's get to it, though.
got me a small pack of neck bones. I'm going to clean them up with some vinegar, water, and my knife. Honey, I don't give a damn if you don't like neck bones, pig feet,
Come on. You're feeding your man neck bones. Pig feet. This is not nutritional. Why are you feeding your man neck bones and pig feet? Why? You know your man, your husband, your boyfriend, you know he got hypertension. You know he don't need no pig feet. First of all, the fact that people are still eating pork in 2024 disgusts me. Okay? That's off the rip from the jump, though. That's already off the rip. But the fact that you gotta cook up some neck bones for your man, like, come on, put the neck bone down. Let's continue, though. And she's cleaning the neck bone with vinegar. I don't know if y'all caught that. She's cooking the neck bone with vinegar. You know? Let's get back to it, though.
Look, that's somebody else's problem, not mine. Now, we're going to season this up with some chef-based seasoning.
Now, look. She overly seasoning the neck bone. Overly seasoning. Look at all that seasoning. And you see, that's the problem. You're too heavy-handed with the seasoning. Black people are too heavy-handed with and not just black people, because it's also Caribbean people, different ethnicities, even, Hispanic people. You're too heavy with the seasoning. You're too heavy-handed. We don't need all of that seasoning. You're throwing it up in the air like LeBron James. We don't need all of that seasoning. All in the air. Look at all that seasoning. We don't need all of that. All of that's going into your system, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
And salt, some chef-based smoked paprika, some garlic powder, onion powder, and then some other seasonings. Now,
look, I done counted 4, 5, 6 seasonings on them damn neck bones. Them neck bones got all that damn seasoning, and you wondering why you on the top of the hypertension list. You wondering why your blood pressure is through the roof. You went to the doctor last year, your blood pressure was fine. Your blood pressure was cool. Your blood pressure was nothing wrong with your blood pressure. You got this new girlfriend. Y'all been dating, she's been cooking for you. She's cooking neck bones one night. Pork chops the other night. Fried chicken the other night. And then you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, hey, wait a minute, man. You know your blood pressure is through the roof, right? And you're like wondering, why is my blood pressure through the roof? It's because of this woman. She's feeding you all of these foods, all this ethnic cooking, with all this overly seasoning the food. That's why your blood pressure's through the roof. Let's continue.
I'm going to cut up my onion. I'm going to cut up my bell pepper, and I got some fresh garlic here I'm going to mince. Now, I got to pull out my grandma pan. We're going to add our vegetables, our onions, and our bell peppers.
Princess says, the issue is they're more worried about it tasting better than the health. I agree. That's a message right there. That's a warning, actually. Warning. Black and brown people, they're more concerned with the food tasting well, because let's be honest, we all want food that tastes good. I can admit to that. We all want food that tastes well, but the reality is you're overly seasoning the food. And then in turn of you overly seasoning the food, and you not having a healthy lifestyle, you not going to the gym, you're not taking care of your health, and then you're wondering why you're high hypertension. You're wondering why your blood pressure's through the roof, and why you got all these different ailments and all these, because of the ethnic cooking.
Then we go add them neck bones on top, and then with my leftover veggies, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle those on top of the meat. So now I'm going to grab me a Lipton soup packet, add a little water to it, and I'm going to pour that in here as well. I got my oven on 350 degrees. I cooked it for about...
Keep in mind, she didn't put 6, 7, 8 different seasons in it, and then she adds on the soup packet. Right? The soup packet, which undoubtedly has salt and different seasonings in it already. I don't know if y'all caught that, but she added a soup packet. I'm sure that the soup was probably they probably put some type of chicken stock or some type of flavor in it or something to give it a flavor. So I'm sure that the soup packet had different flavors and different things like that in it. You add that on top of your neck bones that you put all these different seasoning salts on. I mean, come on here. Put 2 and 2 together.
2 hours until it was nice and tender, just like this. This is one of my favorite comfort meals. Check out my website and get my seasonings, cuttingupwithbay.com.
That's the thing, it's too much comfort food, It's not enough health food. You heard what she said? She said, oh, this is my favorite comfort meal. This is all comfort food. It's not food that's going to help you live. It's not food that's going to help you have a healthy lifestyle. It's all comfort food. That's the issue. That's the problem. Now let's get to this woman right here. Now this is a Mexican woman. This is a Latina woman. She's cooking up some pork. Let's take a look. This for the Latino brothers. This is for y'all.
Y luego el señor me dijo
She's cooking up some pork for y'all.
Y dije, ¿qué? Torta. ¿Por qué me dijo torta el señor? En el TikTok.
The asada. Look at that. Cooking up popular Mexican pork and red chili sauce.
Y luego, hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be cooking a popular Mexican pork and red chili sauce recipe.
Come on. You know good and well you don't need no Mexican pork. You know good and well you don't need that. Your Latina girlfriend, she know good and well you got hypertension. She know good and well. She know good and well when you run up the stairs, you lost all your breath. You running up the stairs, you got to catch your breath, and you got your Latina girlfriend cooking up some Mexican pork. I'm just saying, like, if your girlfriend, your wife should know that you don't need it. You don't need no Mexican pork. You need to be telling your girlfriend, telling your woman, listen, you're not doing the Mexican pork no more. I need you to cook some salads. I need you to cut up some fruits, you know? I need you to cook up, I need you to cook up something that don't require all of these different seasonings. You know? Let's get back to it though.
Recipe. You can find this recipe at most weddings, most quinceañeras, and definitely most holidays. It's super easy to make.
And a lot of this food, it's deeply entrenched. It's deeply entrenched in the culture. Even with like the Mexican food, it's deeply entrenched. She just talked about it, how they serve it at weddings and quinceañeras. And even with black people, it's deeply entrenched in the culture. Every time you pull up to the Thanksgiving, you pull up to the family dinners, somebody's throwing a big glob of mac and cheese with some fried chicken, some cornbread on your plate. It's deeply entrenched in the culture. But when are we going to wake up and say, listen, we need a healthier lifestyle? We're leading in hypertension. We're leading in diabetes. We're leading in all these ailments. Are we going to say, you know what? The food of the past, the food of our ancestors, the food that we have clinged on to, is not exactly healthy. It doesn't exactly promote a healthier lifestyle. Let's get back to it.
With just a few ingredients. Let's start by seasoning our pork.
She already messed up right there. Seasoning up the pork. Put the pork down. The pig is the most filthiest. You got me sounding like Malcolm X right now. I'm going to be honest with you. But the pig is the most filthiest, dirtiest animal known to man. The pig will eat its own excrement. The pig will eat its own vomit. The pig will eat other animals. The pig will eat anything. Why are you cooking up your man, your boyfriend, your lover, the father of your kids, a full pork? Why? Let's see what she does to this ham sandwich. Let's see what she does with it. Let's see what she does.
Your pork with about half a tablespoon of salt. And whoever wanted that piece, it's not ready yet. You're gonna have to wait.
Just the sound of that pork being mushed around is just disgusting. It irks me.
4 cups of water to a boil, and then you're gonna start adding your pork pieces.
It's for my Latino brothers, man. This is what y'all be eating? Y'all be eating these pork sandwiches? Like y'all be eating these pork sandwiches?
Now this is carne en su jugo.
You got jokes?
Put the pork down.
Jokes? I dried up before I was serving, okay? It was on y me descuidé.
It was good though. It was really good.
Go ahead and place the lid over your...
Trencher says it's always overloaded amounts of food. Exactly. And all when you look at the black households and you look at the Mexican households, it's always an overload of food. I mean, the food is damn near falling off the plate when they're giving it to you. Overloads of mac and cheese, overloads of pork, overloads of chicken, overloads of rice and gravy, overloads of it. Food damn near falling off the rim of the plate there. And then your girlfriend or your wife, she's smiling ear to ear with that Kool-Aid grin on her smile, knowing she's giving you a plate full of death, knowing she's giving you a plate full of something that's gonna hurt you internally, hurt your health. She still gives it to you. She still gives it to you with a Kool-Aid grin on her face. Let's continue.
Pot, continue boiling on high for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to come and clean out the broth.
Bam! Hello. I know. Absolutely ridiculous. We got to take a pause for the calls right here. Hold on. All right, we back. We back. She's letting that pork simmer.
Once you clean your broth, you're going to continue to cook your pork for another 45 minutes. And if you're going to place the lid, make sure it's cracked because you guys are going to make a mess. And even though it's holiday season, I don't want you guys to have so much to clean up. So please be careful.
Says someone that has no mess down there.
Ahorita sí, porque
So you know what you're talking about.
the chicharrones started popping. If I make this dish for my family without some extra chicharrones on the side, they kind of give me that look like, hey, tú no eres mexicana. So I always serve them this dish with a little bit
Look at that. That's a plate full of death right there. All of that pork, all of that. Come on, man.
On the side.
I can't even look at this. This is just disgusting. This is just disgusting. But yeah, man, y'all brothers, man, and y'all gotta tell y'all women to stop with the overloads of food. You know, I agree with what Trenches was saying. It's like, you just gotta, you gotta tell them. I put Ricky Smiley up there on my foot. Oh man, but yeah, we just gotta do better as a community. We got to do better as a community at what we eat, what we're putting into our bodies, what we're feeding, and I also see another thing. I didn't want to say this because I don't want to go in on that community, but I noticed that even in the Hispanic community, the health is not well there. It's not just the black community. It's the Hispanic community as well. I see a lot of young Hispanic men, a lot of Hispanic boys, and they're overweight. Because their mothers are just feeding them garbage, pork sandwiches and all this extra rice on top of rice with gravy. Young man ain't seen a fruit in years. Young man ain't drank a bottle of water in years. We got to change the health standard in the black and brown community, man. It's of critical importance. I'm being honest with you. It's just not happening in the black communities. It's also happening in the brown communities. We have to change the standard of living. We have to change the standard of health. Because mostly in these communities, let's be honest, in the black and brown community, in the black and brown communities, what you're going to have is a McDonald's, a Chinese food store, a deli, really nothing there that's healthy. It's almost like a trap. Even in a lot of the hoods across America, you're not going to find a gym. You're not going to find a grocery store that you could get kale. And most of the hoods across America, there's no place where you can get kale. You know, where you can get stuff like that, where you can get, some organic fruits and organic vegetables. That stuff doesn't exist in the hood, sadly. In the hood can be a trap. But, black and brown people, we have to change the standard of living. We have to change the standard of what we eat. We cannot be in 2024 running around with a plate full of chitlins. We have to learn from our ancestors. We can't, and that's to our Latino brothers. We can't be, running around with a plate full of roasted pork. Sipping on a conquito. You know good and well you don't need no conquito and some roasted pork right now. You need a salad. We have to change the standard of what we eat, what we put into our bodies. It is of critical importance. And this is what I wanted to talk about today. I thought it was of critical importance that I break that down, that I talk about that. I thought it weighed heavy on me. So I just wanted to talk about that, make a show about that, and, talk about the different things that are going on in the community. Because I grew up in a brown community, and I'm part of the black community, and I see what we're eating. I see what we're putting into our bodies, and I see what the brown community is also doing. And, and it's no wonder why we're leading in hypertension. It's no wonder why we're leading in high blood pressure. It's no wonder why we're leading in these different things. It's no wonder. But this is the Check-in Report. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Shout out to Trenches for joining me on this live stream. Shout out to anybody who watches this on the rebroadcast. This is the Check-in Report coming to you live and direct. I'll see you guys on another stream on another day, God willing, man. Shout out to everybody. We out of here, man. Y'all have a good night. Toodles.
Reppin' the road, foreign guys with my name on their toes. These studies have knocked me out. She put the seat back in the Odyssey. Prodigy, little mama wanted to suck in the swallow me. Wax ties.
Welcome to the Check-in Report. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel today.